So I got my Coachmen. I've been using it a lot this year. How's that? I'm way up in Maine, almost at Fort Kent, Maine. Only like 15 minutes from Fort Kent. Anyway, so I've had this camper. I've used it a lot. And over time, I've adjusted things to make it more efficient, if you will. So let me show you some of the things I did. Remember, I'm not a professional mechanic. A lot of the work I do is crap, but the ideas may inspire you to do something similar or whatever. One of the things I did is I added a big zip tie to hold the spring bar when in storage instead of putting it on the ground. You've got your levels, which are important. Some extra protection to keep water out of your jackhead. On one of my campers, before I did this, I had taken in water over the winter. I'd taken in water, and over the winter it froze and cracked the gears. And this has inspired me to cover those holes a little better. The jumbo level on this side, this allows you to see how level you are when you're backing up. This is one of the best things out there. So while you're backing your camper into position, you roll up and back and forth till you find the perfect level, and it keeps you from having to deal with leveling blocks, you know, so that's nice. Sadly, from the factory, they supply really cheap, thin stabilizer jacks, very thin metal, very light duty. You definitely can't lift them. In fact, I have a video where on one of my campers where they completely caved in on the first use. So I've been using these 7,000 pound BALs, and I had these welded into position, bolted and welded. So they're going to be much more stable than the crap that came from the factory. Coming around this side of the camper, etched a tiny little hole in the side of the plastic to provide the ability to put an Ethernet cable into the camper. And that passes into the bathroom. This is just Velcroed on. And that passes into the bathroom and then through the wall. And there's a Wi-Fi hotspot that I put inside. So when I'm at home, I literally this connects to my home router in my upstairs. So when I'm at home and I want full Wi-Fi, I've got it. It works great. Something else I did is I painted these because it's not really clear. And I'm afraid my daughter or someone will connect to the wrong one. So it's easier to say, you know, connect city water to the green one. Don't touch the red one. That's for flushing. So something they could do at the factory that's really easy. I added that utility light, and which connects to 12 volt power from the refrigerator system. Just put a little piece of silver tape here, making it more obvious that this is properly threaded into position. I'm sorry, not threaded, but in position, so it drips moisture outside the area. Now, on this tank, this looks awful, and eventually I'm going to get it dealt with under warranty, but here's the problem. The stupid box, the flue box, was not right. It was too far out, and it kept popping the door out. And the door is gone. I mean, the panel that was there. I ordered another one, and it was the wrong size, so I decided to just sort of make my own. So I cut the flue box down. I put in my own exhaust. Anyway, this is a wicked hack job, but eventually I'll have it dealt with. I'll end up having to pay for a new door for sure, but they're going to have to put in a new box. So, you know, I'll get that done under warranty sometime. Put in that backlight, which I really enjoy. I'm at a location that's really dark at night. There's no one else around here, so I have the camper fully lit up. So inside the camper, you know, I put a few hooks here and there, something to hold my my glasses. This was a really good addition, I think. Was this doorway light that also lights up the panel with a nice switch that's easy to find at night. I just leave it on at night. This is the night light, if you will, for the camper. But that was easy. You know, there's plenty of 12 volt behind that panel there. In the closet, I don't ever, you know, I'm not hanging any suits or clothes in here. I installed this shelf, which is removable, so I could still, you know, I could still put coats in there if I want, but I just wanted to have more space. I'm sorry, more shelf space, as I felt it was wasted space. Something that I'm not a real fan of is these daylight shades. Well, at night, if you're in here with the lights on and someone's standing outside, they can see right into any of the windows. So here's what I came up with. I put some Velcro tabs up there, and wait for it. Ta-da! I did that for all the windows. That's window number 1, and counting them clockwise. So really easy to remove, easy to store, ugly as hell, but it works if you're trying to keep the sunlight out. And you do want privacy. I sit at my computer working a lot at night, and I just really don't like the idea of people just seeing the window through the shade. Let me show you some other things that I've done. You've seen this because there's zero ventilation from the air conditioning into the back room there. My brother was supposed to build me a nice duct, but he wussed out, and I don't like him anymore. Eventually we'll get to it. But I cut a hole in here, and this cover is easy to replace. I saved it so I can put it back if I want. It will be ugly, but remember, I'm trying to solve problems here. I'm not a professional builder, obviously. In the bathroom medicine cabinet, I added a shelf and made some partitions, some cubby holes in there to make it much more efficient, and some ledges so that things don't fall out so easy whenever you open the door. So you can just stick a box in there. I just cut a box and used the glue gun. Again, these aren't earth-shattering, but way more efficient and more valuable than every time you open this, everything falls out. So the toothpaste holders Velcroed down with that 3M, the real heavy-duty Velcro secure lock, which is great. So you can remove it. Again, another battery-powered light. In case you are roughing it or you lose power, you still got lighting. In the shower, I had found that the shower curtain was actually a little too short. And what would happen is when you start to shower up, it would blow the shower right out of the bottom, and you'd get water all over the floor. So I got these hooks right there, and essentially dropped the shower curtain by about 3/4 of an inch. One of the other things I did is I added a magnet down here and a magnet up here, and helps keep the shower curtain in position when you're showering and less likely to get water on the floor. Also in the bathroom, I mounted a nice first aid kit, again using this heavy-duty Velcro. It's called 3M Secure Lock. It's great stuff. Great stuff. Remember I mentioned about that Ethernet cable? Well, there's, their backside of that shower head, outdoor shower is right there. Passes through the wall and goes in here. What I did was, there's the Wi-Fi router right there. It's unplugged right now because I don't need it, but I connected a power cable. I tapped into one of the existing 120 volt power cables in there to create this little extension cord, and to give it some airflow, I cut out a section of this panel and put cloth. It's like speaker grill cloths, so it gets some ventilation in there, and that's how I handle that. So now when I'm at home, this is in the yard, I got a 100-foot Ethernet cable. It works great. I have great Wi-Fi in the camper. That doesn't do anything when you're at campgrounds, but I didn't like the fact that I had to put the table down every time and use its built-in Velcro to keep it in place. So I mounted some whatever you call those things, and just use a bungee cord. And it moves a little bit, but it definitely doesn't fly around, and it's been stable. So that's pretty much what I leave it like all the time. See my other video on how I repaired this temperature probe that was not working correctly, where you're supposed to be able to slide it up and down to adjust the refrigerator and freezer temperature. It was completely malfunctioning. I have a video dedicated to that, so take a look at that. One of the things that really is super helpful was creating this cubby hole out of an old box for the food storage area. This is so effective. This really needs shelves and cubbies because it's a huge volume of space, but there's no way to stack everything you've got. So that was great. This was my favorite addition. So in the master bedroom, I have my room darkening shades. I have a place for my protection, my knife. Those are just magnets. So you can spring up out of bed and grab the knife and fight a bear that broke in. I put shelves in these closets. I just didn't feel that I didn't have anything that was that big. It just wasted space. So I put a shelf in each one of those closets. Put in a clock. There's my vent hose. Nice airflow coming out of there. Another battery powered light. Got my broom mounted. Got my shotgun mounted. And yes, I'm kind of far away from civilization sometimes, and you never know what's going to happen. There are bears up here, and there's also bad people sometimes. So I got what I got. And when I'm driving, I don't leave it there. I put it under the bed. So I think that pretty much covers the enhancements that I've done to this camper. Some good, some bad. Oh, there's a paper towel holder that I put. And to keep the paper towel from unrolling when I'm driving, I use one of these ties and just loop it over there and lock the paper towel in place. So when I was installing the load distributing hitch and these saddles kept running into the spare tire that was mounted underneath here, and I just didn't like it. It really didn't fit right. These have to be a certain distance away from the tongue and so forth. So I just took the spare tire and I put it inside the storage bin. Right there. I put some hooks and clamped it down. Nice thing is it reduces the tongue weight by moving it back a bit and keeps it clean. So it'll be better. At least for me. My vision kind of sucks. So on the awning, I put some nice bright tape that I can see through the windows very easily when I'm extending the awning and I know that it's unrolled all the way. And I can give instructions to my daughter. Simply hold the button down till you see the bright tape, and then you're done.